seeing that. We're seeing that. The who is this? The not when you consider Armin Laschet, this guy, I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly, or I hope I am. He's favored to become the new German chancellor. He caught the pullout of debacle. So remember, everybody was saying, oh, man, if Trump is gone and Biden is in, we're going to gain respect around the world. Contraire, mon frère. Not so much. That is not happening. That is not happening. As a matter of fact, the exact opposite is happening. In the UK, the House of Commons debated featured objectives like shameful. They called Biden's surrender cruel and humiliating. This is from our friends, our NATO allies. And then obviously Biden has misread China and both Russia. On Sunday, Biden claimed that Moscow and Beijing read our graceless exit from Afghanistan as somehow enhancing our U.S. capabilities and resolve elsewhere. Who would be dumb enough to say that? Biden would. But to the contrary, Xi Jinping is quickly moving to replace the U.S. influence in Afghanistan, as our caller spoke about. And then you got Vladimir Putin, who's acknowledging what he thinks of Biden's resolve by telling the U.S., don't you even dare think about relocating some of our forces in neighboring country that he considers part of Russia's sphere of influence. So we're getting punked everywhere. Biden has caused us to lose ground intelligence. I mean, we had that air base that in a strategic part of the world. We had an ally in Kabul. Now we have a terrorist organization that has gained more ground, all thanks to the Biden administration. And we haven't even gotten to the kill list yet. But let's take a call before we do so. Let's go to Joyce in Duncanville, Texas. Joyce, welcome to the Larry Elder Show. You've got the mic.
Thank you for letting me share an opinion I haven't heard too much said about. Because of the terrorist attack yesterday, yes. Why don't we have the right to immediately work at regaining the Air Force base and say we will leave on our time schedule, not yours? You messed up the plan one, we will go to plan two.
Okay, so Joyce, if I throw that question right back at you, what would your answer be? Because I have thought this through, and actually I did speak on this briefly yesterday. But what will your answer be?
Well, I would like to know some facts, like what's going on at the Air Force Base right now. How many people are there, and what would it take to re-get it? And then once we had that, then we would just say, hey, now we have more capacity to get people out, and maybe can do it faster and more safely with
Joyce,
more security.
Joyce, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I was going to say, let me just say here real quick, and stay on the line. This is a very fair point, and we tried to have Chad Robichaud on earlier in the week, who was literally on the ground in Afghanistan, but because of everything that was happening so quickly, he couldn't join us. He will join us next week, however. But here's the deal. The Taliban have now taken over the Air Force Base. The Taliban and there are reports that ISIS-K have surrounded the area. So strategically, we can do this. We have the capability, albeit we don't have near the capability that we had just a couple of weeks ago, Joyce. The problem is we have a White House and a president of the United States that doesn't seem prepared and or willing to make that call, nor are the people under him that may be running this thing, whether it be Susan Rice, whether it be Ron Klain, whether it be Jill Biden, whomever it may be that's feeding him information and sharing information. There's no will to fight in that administration. That is just a sad fact. You can respond for 10 seconds here, Joyce, if you like.
Well, if we can't get it back, can we bomb it out of oblivion or to oblivion?
I agree with you, Joyce. I believe we should take it back. I think that's what we need to do. We just don't have a leader, unfortunately, in the White House that is ready and willing to do that. That's just a sad fact and reality. We'll be back in a few.
Trending now on The Charlie Kirk